Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer. Thanks to James Vera for this one. Amy blitzes a Girder Goons. Then she uses Jaxis to make a copy of that card. If the token dies, how many cards will Amy draw? Alright, so before I consider the answer to that question, I want to take a few minutes to think about the answer to another related question that uses a lot of the similar themes. And we'll use the answer to that question to build our way to the answer to the question that was originally posed. Let's say Amy controls a Girder Goons that was blitzed, and she plays a clone, copying it. If the clone dies, how many cards will Amy draw? Now, the correct answer to this question is that Amy will not draw any cards at all. And I bet a lot of people, when they heard that question, thought of another really similar sort of question that comes straight out of the Judge Vault. I think it's pretty well known that if you had a Grizzly Bears that was enchanted by an aura that gave the Grizzly Bears trample, then if you were to clone that Grizzly Bears, then the clone would not have trample, even though the Grizzly Bears it was copying did. And I think the reason that a lot of people see this question and get the answer right away is because it's the exact same answer as in that situation, which is that the clone is not going to be copying the extra ability that the thing that is copying has on it. However, this situation is only superficially similar, and although the answer, the final end result, is exactly the same between them, the reason for that answer is actually completely different. So, first of all, let's talk about the clone copying a Grizzly Bears with an aura attached to it. The reason that the clone is not going to have trample in this case is going to be because if you have a copy effect, that's not going to copy any other types of continuous effects that are acting on the thing that you're copying, such as the one from the aura that gives the Grizzly Bears an extra ability. Now, this situation with the Blitz card seems like it should be pretty similar, and in fact, if you look at the reminder text, it looks like it's basically the exact same. However, if we take a look in the comprehensive rules, we can see that this is one of those cases where the reminder text actually is a little bit deceiving. So what actually happens is the word Blitz on a card means as long as the Blitz cost was paid, this has a few extra abilities. Now, the card that was blitzed has Blitz, and the Blitz cost was paid for that creature. And so that means it will be getting the haste and, as this creature dies, draw a card. However, with the clone, that is not going to be getting those abilities, because it still is going to get the Blitz ability because it copies the creature, and the creature it's copying has the Blitz ability. It's printed right on it. However, when the Blitz ability checks to see if clone was played using the Blitz cost, it'll see that it was not, and so therefore it will not give it haste, nor will it give it the ability that lets you draw a card when it dies. So as you can see, these two situations have the exact same result, but the reason that we got to that answer is completely different. And I know I'm making a big deal out of this, but I think that it's at least as important, if not more so, to understand the reason why an answer is correct, rather than just knowing exactly what the ruling is. And so that's why I'm making a really big deal about how this one works. Of course, using this logic, we can also see that the clone is not going to be having to be sacrificed at end of turn, even though it's copying a Blitz creature, and that will be true for the Blitz creature. To see why, we'll again look at the part of Blitz in the comprehensive rules, and we'll notice that the part that sets up the ability that makes you sacrifice the Blitz creature is, again, tied to having the creature get played using its Blitz cost. Since, again, clone was not cast using such a cost, that is not going to be true for the clone, and it's not going to be something that you can copy off of another creature that was cast using the Blitz cost. It would be really confusing if there were some sort of a clone effect that had a way to be cast using a Blitz cost, and that's probably the reason why there is no such card. The interactions with that card and having a Blitz cost being paid would be really counterintuitive, and they wouldn't really work in a way that a lot of people would expect. I'll let everybody in the comments talk about exactly how that would work if they were to print such a card, but remember, a lot of different types of effects are very sensitive to how things are worded, so make sure you specify exactly what you're assuming the wording would be if you're going to speculate about what the answer would be for a question like that. So with this in hand, we've got a really solid foundation for the question involving Jaxis that we introduced at the beginning of the episode. The Jaxis is going to copy the creature, and that's going to work exactly the same way as the clone. And so the copy is not going to inherit the when this dies draw a card ability from the creature that was blitzed. Of course, the Jaxis ability adds that ability on anyway, so Amy will get to draw one card from that token dying. However, she will not draw an additional card because the token is copying something that was blitzed, and the creature that was blitzed also happens to have that sort of ability. So that's the answer to the original question. If the Jaxis is going to copy something that's blitzed, then the Jaxis is going to give the token an ability that says draw a card, so you would draw one card because of that ability. However, the token will not inherit the when this dies draw a card ability on the creature that was blitzed because the token will not have its blitz cost being paid, and that's what the blitz ability looks for when it sees whether the creature should have that ability or not. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.